Okay, I believe we are all set to go here. Just going to check to make sure everything's alright, and I believe it is. Yeah, alright, I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied, and so we are now in a place we didn't think we would be for quite some time. We are now in Guardian territory, and while the people here who are not influenced by the doings of the Asians do still have their wits, they're still leery of us. They're still wary of us, and they still hate us with a passion. And they're still holding on to their beliefs as much as they possibly can, and they're not going to give them up without a fight, even if they should lose everything. But before we go and meet with them some more, we have work to do back at our first base camp. So, greetings people of the world, Matthias Griffin back with you as we continue on with Day 6 of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker live here on Twitch. So our Warrior of Light Rika is chilling out here in a cabin here in Camp Broken Glass, and she is going to be ready to be on her way to help out with some of the side quests in and around the area. And apparently people consider this to be a nice place to chill in. Yeah, provided that the Guardians don't strike first. But, in any event, we got a few side quests to take care of here, not that many, but why don't we go ahead and get things started with it. Beginning with Ambakai, who appears to be representing the Mole. So let's go and speak with him to take on our next side quest entitled Under Lock and Code. Ambakai has a need for your ability to solve problems. Or rather, your ability to help others solve problems.
I beg your pardon, but I hear you're a woman of the world. We have a slight problem and your knowledge might help us solve it. Actually, they came to me first, but when it comes to anything other than the martial arts, I'm unable to provide much in the way of assistance. I did, however, offer to find someone who can, so hopefully I may yet make myself useful. A man of the Maelstrom is over by the storeroom, no doubt scratching his head as we speak. I'd sure he'd benefit from your wisdom. Alright then. And how will my wisdom help this particularly perturbed Maelstrom officer as it's described out? Hello there, sir. I was told someone come to help, but I never thought it would be you. Well, now that you're here, I'd like you to take a look at this container we recovered from the Magna Glockes. Yeah, I need to remember to pronounce it that way. It was one of several, in fact, and though we've succeeded in cracking the others open, this stubborn bugger refuses to yield. All I know is a 4-letter password is needed to unlock it. What that might be, I haven't the foggiest idea. There might be someone around here who either knows what it is, or can point us in the right direction. Could you try asking around for me? I guess I can. 3 people might possibly give us the information we need. Beginning with Halcyon of the Alamegan Resistance. Yeah, can you help out? Sorry, I don't know the exact code, but given that the container belonged to the 3rd Legion, perhaps the password has some sort of significance to them? Maybe. We can always find out. Who's the next person we need to speak to? I guess we have to gain more information, and once we do, we'll bring him back over to the guy from the Maelstrom. So, let's see who else can possibly give us the information required. Running across the length of the encampment here. Willem, let's see if you know anything about getting into Garlean lockboxes. I understand it's common for people to choose dates and so forth of special importance as their password. As for members of the 3rd, nothing springs to mind. Perhaps an anniversary or something along those lines? Maybe. And while we're here, we might also speak with the gemstone trader, here's Zawawa, to check out things with you and see what you're offering. And now how about we... Oh, you're not someone who I can speak with. But maybe this 3rd Legion Decurion who we detained will clue us in. Unless they're actually on our side now. Hello there. Yeah, we need you to do something for us. Container? Sorry, I've never had much to do with them. But if you're after clues that could lead you to the password, a little background information on the 3rd Legion might be of use. Oh, so are you gonna give it to us or not? It was formed in the 1st year of Emperor Solus's reign, and spent the first few decades engaged in campaigns across the northern territories. In the 42nd year for its exemplary service to the Empire, it was assigned a new role, the protection of the capital, a far more prestigious position. 1 in 42, huh? Or maybe it's just 42, I mean, we did get some possible information from someone in my FC that said 42 is an important number. Maybe this is what they were talking about. So back over to the Maelstrom officer. Yeah, let me tell you about it. If this belonged to the 3rd Legion, they'd be the ones to pick the password. Most likely make it easy to remember. That information we got about the history of the Legion might be a lead worth following, but we have no way of entering numbers, only letters. So what do we do? Wait, that's it! Garlean numerals! Let's see, if 3 is written as I, then... If I take 42... Hold on, XLII? Is that right? Worth a try, I suppose. Yeah, because they do everything in Roman numerals. It worked! Ha ha! Now to inspect our treasure! Which appears to be a Guardian flag. What the bloody else is this? A flag? Why would they bother keeping a thing like this locked away? It obviously means a lot to them, or else why would they lock it up? Well, I'll not pretend I understand their ways,
Let's just assume they have a good reason for treating a bit of cloth with such reverence. Probably best leave it here undisturbed, as I have no intention of offending anyone. Could I ask you to pass on word of what we found? Oh, and thanks for your help.
Alright, I guess. Let's head on back to Ambakai. Around the corner and let them know what we found. So, has the investigation finally reached its conclusion? Yeah, and there wasn't much to talk of. A Gallian flag. We'd be wise to treat it with respect. The chain it bears represents the unity between the people of the Empire. A unity that is all but lost. That's very profound. To think that this banner would be locked away rather than raised proudly. A relic of Golomon's past. Though they have long been our enemies, to see its people brought so low. Forgive me, I've overspoken much. Though the search did not uncover any resources to speak of, at least the mystery of the locked container can be laid to rest. You have our thanks. And so, in doing that, we'll take our 178,200 experience points because we're now level 84, and 815 gil. So, let's move on. So, we passed by June here from the Order of the Twin Adder before, so let's go ahead and speak with her to take on the next side quest entitled Heroes All. With treatment of the Tempered continuing apace, who will care for the carers?
Could you spare a few moments to assist me?
Certainly.
The situation's rather dire, I'm afraid. Even now, our healers continue to treat the Imperial troops encountered on the Magna Glacis, and prolonged use of curative magics has pushed them beyond their limits. To make matters worse, spending so much time around the Tempered, with all their raving and thrashing about, takes its toll on their carers. I dare say a few words of encouragement from the champion of Eorzea will help raise their spirits. I also have a few bottles of ether to alleviate their fatigue. Would you mind distributing these among the healers?
I believe I can do that. Yeah, we had warming tinctures before, although they didn't get put to much use. And now we have warming ethers. So it looks like everyone is outside the settlement, or at least on the outskirts of it. We have this weary mole healer. Let's give him one. Oh, I've seen you before. You fought bravely at the Nadam, as I recall. Actually, you mistook me for my female contemporary, Corinne. And you come bearing gifts. Yeah, I need to tell you what this is for. Yes, treating the Tempered is a lot harder than I'd imagined. Before we came here, I'd only heard rumors of the condition. But to see it with my own eyes, no one deserves that. No one. That's why the work we do is so important. Once I have finished resting, as I was ordered, I shall return to the patients. I thank you for your kindness. And then over here, representing Gridania, a fatigued conjurer. Here you go.
The Warrior of Light, it is an honor to meet you.
Yeah, at least use this on yourself.
Oh, I'm just doing my job is all. No need to thank me. Well, truth be told, it's beginning to wear on me bit by bit.
Yeah, you have been doing a lot.
I once lost a friend to tempering, and every time we managed to cure one of the afflicted, I'm reminded of those we couldn't save. If only we had a way of treating them before they were... No, I mustn't let such thoughts cloud my mind, and we're all very grateful for the work of the Sons in creating this treatment. For my part, I'll do everything in my power to save as many lives as possible.
And then, finally, over here, probably inside. Let's see if our third person is indeed inside. Maybe hiding around here? In this little parts? No, they are outside. Alright. Yeah, you can... They set it up in such a way that you're never sure if they're on one side of the wall or if they're on the other side of the wall. Yeah, we have a despondent conjurer from Gridania. Hello there. Can I help you?
Sorry, I was a bit distracted.
Well, this is to help you out.
You wouldn't believe some of the things I've seen. Those poor bastards calling out to Varsol's salvation, wailing out anthem praising the Empire, and then there's this screaming. Gods, I can still hear them. But I mustn't let that stop me from fulfilling my duty. I'll fill my ears with wax if I have to, and once I get this ether down my neck, I'll return to my post.
Yeah, some of these people are still discouraged that the Guardians, even after everything that they've gone through, still maintain their loyalty. I mean, you can't fault them for doing that, but even then they have to realize that they need to do something else in order to deal with their situation. June.
You finished your rounds then. Did the healers have anything to share?
Well, this is what they told us.
It's worse than I thought. Even the tempered we'd seen in our homelands did little to prepare us for the sheer numbers we encountered here. Killing them all may appear to be an insurmountable task, but we must try. That's why maintaining morale and the well-being of our healers is so important, and you've made a valuable contribution. I'd like you to have this by way of thanks.
So in addition to the experience and the 735 gil, we receive an island Mikabob. So this appears to be a mage DPS food to be consumed. Alright, let's see who else needs us. They'll be on the opposite side of the Aetherites. So let's see if we can help out, beginning with Ilette, representing the Temple Knights of Ishgard. Let's speak with her to take on her quest entitled Bear Baiting. Man-eating bears stalk the ice fields, and Ilette has a mind to turn the tables, but not quite as one would expect.
Just the person I was hoping to see. Might I interest you in a little hunting?
Sure.
It's bears I'm after. If you've never tried their meat, I thoroughly recommend it. They're far from the easiest of prey, though I dare say you've faced much worse. If you're game, here's the plan. First, we lure them out with this deer meat, which is also laced with sleeping potion. Then it's a simple matter of walking over and offering them in the manner of your choosing. What could be simpler? Here are 3 ample servings of prime venison. Be sure to let the concoction take effect before swooping in to claim your prize.
Very well then. Hey Bubba, welcome to the stream, glad to have you with us. Sedative laced venison at the designated locations. Alright, let's go. So running down the snowy hills, and yeah, we see some sampling of the bears that we're gonna have to be dealing with. Don't have to put them down, then so be it. Yeah, here's our destination, or at least one of them. So let's throw this down. And then there's another spot over here. Yeah, thankfully we don't need to worry about fighting sprites. Yeah, we've already seen a lot this morning. And there'll be more to look forward to this afternoon and indeed this evening too. Also, that bridge is broken. Yeah, we can see the remnants of the gap in that bridge down on the ground. Alright, go. Yeah, ultimately someone gets pissed off, so a ludicrously massive bear is what we gotta fight, huh? Well, as I'm letting him get the first hit in. Yeah, let's not screw around for too long. Luckily for me, I still have my Stardiver, rather. And we didn't set off the sprite, so I'm going to try and do everything I can to avoid tempting fate. Take this. And then take that too. Down you go. Yeah, nothing to it.
Alright, back we are. So, back over to Illette. Ugh. Alright, Illette. I see you are still in possession of a full set of limbs, which can only mean the hunt was a success. Truth be told, I heard from others in the field that the bear you encountered was rather more lively than we anticipated, and a fair bit bigger. Well, yeah, he was pretty big. What? You felt that brute all by yourself? Well, along with my chocobo. Most impressive. Though it would appear that the sleeping potion provided by Lord Madeleine was considerably less effective than he led us to believe. As he tells it, he adopted this approach after incurring the wrath of his Lord Father for his inability to master more sporting methods. He spoke of his exploits with some pride, despite the tales hardly painting him in a favorable light. Still, in our present situation, we must forego the thrill of the hunt and select the means that present the surest route to success, underhanded though they may be. I suppose. Regrettably, the bears of this region are entirely immune to the formula, or perhaps there was something wrong with it to begin with. In any case, no harm done, eh? To you, I mean, not the bears, obviously. So we'll take our experience in 735 gil. Well, yeah, I guess they had more important things to worry about. And so, finally, as far as side quests go for now in Camp Broken Glass, let's speak with this contingent quartermaster to take on the quest entitled Your Inventory is Not Full. Keeping tabs on its supplies does not appear to be the Ilsebard contingent's forte. Uh-oh. Yeah, where's the chain of custody in all this? I have an important task to perform, and by that I mean having someone else perform. Well, that's why we're here. Yes, what's going on there, sir? I've been lumbered with the unenviable duty of keeping inventory of supplies brought by each delegation. Though weaponry and basic provisions have been accounted for, I can't say the same for what might be considered creature comforts. Maybe you need to speak with Arcade Fire? You'll see, even the most frivolous of things can make a huge difference out here in the frozen wastes. So I'm trying to put together a list of the luxury goods at our disposal. Seeing as though you're on good terms with practically everyone here, better than me at any rate, perhaps you could help. Okay then. Much appreciated. I've already sent one of my subordinates to speak with the Maelstrom, Temple Knights, and Olimigan Resistance. Only need you to off the remaining groups, namely the Twin Atters, the Immortal Flames, and our Far Eastern allies. Any information you can bring me will be most welcome. You got it, sir. So, let's see who needs to be spoken to first. Likely around the bend here, we'll find Minuki, representing the Mole. Actually, he's not from the Mole, he is just from the Ruby Sea territory. So yeah, is Suino Sato finally helping us out? There is one thing that springs to mind. We brought several bolts of felt, which might seem a bit odd to some. Most people don't realize how effective it is in keeping the cold out and the warm in, and that's not all. We use it in everything from clothing to our yurts, and even for patching up wounds. Of course, we're more than willing to share it with the rest of the contingent. We also have a whole crate of what you might call warming stones in the common tongue. Hold one in your hands and you'll see what I mean. There are plenty of those to go around as well. Yeah, probably taken from your volcanic isles, I would imagine. In the meantime, over here, we do have Kochacha representing the Immortal Flames. Hello there. Can I help you with anything? Let me see. Other than the usual material, we also have a number of tents donated by Lord Lolorito. Yeah, I guess he really has shed his skin in a way, hasn't he? A few of them have been pitched around the camp, and you might be interested to know that they were woven by Alamegan refugees. We're all glad that they found meaningful employment, and the quality of their work speaks for itself. We do appear, however, to have overestimated how many tents we would need, and find ourselves with a surplus of cloth. We soon discovered, however, that when folded up, the tent sheets make for surprisingly good bedding. I'd be happy to donate a few. Well, that sounds like a good idea. And then over this way. going on past the representatives and heading over back to June again. Hey June, is there anything else you need? Creature comforts? Well, we did bring a large shipment of tea leaves provided by the Colon Canopy. Ah, Mother Miyun, always helping out as she always does. Mother Miyun and Fafucha both agreed that there's no better way to stave off the cold than a nice hot brew, and I can personally attest to that. We have enough for everyone if they've a mind to try it. Alright. Yeah, it seems like all these creature comforts are turning out to be necessities. I guess the quartermaster has underestimated their value. Maybe he'll realize how important they are when we get back to him. Do the others have anything to share? Indeed they do, sir, and this is what they're telling you. Yes, that'll do nicely. What's more, the Temple Knights, Maelstrom, and all League Resistance have had a fair few useful supplies of their own, so my list of creature comforts is a lot longer than I was expecting. In all honesty, I was worried that taking in all those Imperials might put everyone, including them, in a very unfavorable position. Even those of us most committed to the cause might find it hard to put the needs of our former enemies before those of our sworn comrades. Of all the point, perhaps, until you stop to consider the terrible fate that has befallen Golomon, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. In any case, they're the reason we're here in the first place, so it's our duty to lend them what aid we can. But as we've seen, they're still very reluctant. Oh, listen to me, Ramble-On. Anyway, for your part in making our lives a little more bearable, please accept this as a token of my gratitude. And so, we'll get our experience, 895 gil, and a pewter necklace. And away he goes. And so, that takes care of the side quests in Camp Broken Glass for now, which means it's time to make our way back over to where the main quest is. Alright, let's head on back because that aetheryte is currently off limits. So we're gonna have to hoof it, as it were. So we'll just stroll down the icy road and get back to where Alphanode and Alice are currently being quote-unquote detained. Yeah, all we can hope is that they're making some sort of inroad with the commanding officer of the 3rd Imperial Legion. Yeah, as we've seen, even among the civilians, the Guardians are still holding steadfast to their convictions and will maintain that no matter what, even with their lives at stake from their own people. The hate around here has proven to be very real, and we need to try to finally make a breakthrough. Whether or not we can is another story. So yeah, it makes sense for me to get a little closer to the city for no other reason than to unearth more of the map. And I have a feeling that this broken road might have an aether current or something else of note. Let's see if there is. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, it would seem like an obvious place to have something like that. But apparently not. Although, is there one around town? Actually, there is. It turns out it's right over here. But looks like I'll have to fight for it. Okay, you. I didn't want this to happen, but you leave me no choice. Yeah, sometimes we're forced to do things we don't want to necessarily do, but out of necessity, they've got to be done. Alright. Attune to the currents, and be on our way. And get ourselves up and over, and make our way back over to
where our friends are being held captive. And if I have the ability, I'll reveal that little extra part of the map while I'm at it. Don't want to cross paths with this automated death machine, though. I mean, that looks pretty creepy enough as it is. Staring at that thing would probably kill you. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and uncover this little bit of the map and then we'll be on our way. There we go. Alright. Let's make our way back over to the subway station. So, around the corner we go. Run along the pipeline and then we'll get back to where we need to be. Yeah, there's the entrance to the subway. Yeah, I'm still expecting that we will at some point do a reconstruction of Garlemald like we've done with Doma in the past. Yeah, that wasn't the only place we helped to reconstruct. Yeah, we also helped to reconstruct the Dwarven settlements over in Calusia too. Over in Shadowbringers, thanks to the Yorha Apocalypse raids. Alright, back here at Tertium. So our point of contact, Julius, will still be speaking with us, as well we'll be taking along Alphinaud and Alice, who, for those of you who missed out on this morning, now have death collars on their necks as a means of leverage for the Guardians that are here. So, yeah, we gotta deal with that, but hopefully they won't need to wear them for too long. So, let's go and speak with Julius to take on our next level 82 main story quest entitled Personae Non Gratae. Julius has his orders, unpleasant though they may be. As per Lord Quintus's instructions, I'm to supervise you during your time here in Tertium. Before you ask, no, I don't have a key or any other means to move your collars, nor would I tell you if I did, and if you try anything, you'll soon wish you hadn't. So, do you truly intend to speak with the others, or was that merely a ruse? We are in no hurry to disobey Lord Quintus, if that's what you mean. Or perhaps you doubt the wisdom of his decision. Ooh, we're going there, huh? Wise beyond his years is Alphinaud. Do as you will, but remember, I'll be watching. If I catch wind of you doing anything untoward, trying to trick our people into turning their coats in the like, those short collars will be the least of your worries. Understood? Though we're somewhat compromised, to put it lightly, let's not waste this opportunity. I suggest splitting up and learning what we can of this situation. And above else, don't use magics of any sort. Hey, I'm a dragoon. I don't have magic at my disposal. You, on the other hand, may go wheresoever you wish. Even outside the camp. I know full well I couldn't stop you if I tried. And if you did, you would definitely regret it. But do not forget, if you do anything to endanger us or our interests, Alphinaud and Alice will pay the price. So yeah, we gotta speak with 5 different Guardians here. We'll begin over here with Sabanius. Yeah, you are definitely named after one of the characters from Final Fantasy VI, but it does not look like you are in any position to suplex me or even a train. So cold. This young soldier is on the verge of losing consciousness. Meanwhile, we have Miss Octavia.
It's you, Rika Sasaki!
Yeah, don't worry, I come in peace.
I served under Lord Gaius in the 14th Legion. I was there on the night the Praetorium fell.
So, yeah, you ran into EDSS and it wasn't pretty.
You and your adventurers, you killed them. My comrades, my friends, swept them signed in the dozens as though they were nothing to you. And maybe I am too, just another faceless enemy to be cut down. But it won't be long until our countrymen return, until you get what you deserve, mark my words!
Yeah, they want our blood in the worst possible way. Yeah, they're even using oil drums like that you would see out in America for warmth. It's that bad. Yeah, you are definitely not queso fundito, I can definitely tell. You came with Julius, didn't you? Well, whatever business brought you here, you best keep your hands off that aetherite. It's deactivated, but I'd rather you didn't mess about with it. There are others throughout the city, built by Garleans, for Garleans. Could teleport all over in the blink of an eye, provided there was a terminal nearby. These days, however, we use the aetherite's power to keep this place lit, though that comes at the cost of its normal function. Who else do we need to speak to? Maybe on the train. Yeah, don't worry, Quintus. We'll do whatever needs to be done to try and earn your trust, if nothing else. Yeah, they still desire war. They still desire blood. Yeah, going by Alice. Yeah, where are all the people we need to speak to? They did mention the possibility of some being outside. So yeah, let's see if we can't go outside and find 2 more people. Yeah, it'll probably seem that way. Alright, let's head back outside and see if we can find anyone. Yeah, could there be anyone outside who we need to speak to? Oh, they're already indicating no. Oh, alright then. Well, it didn't hurt to try and look. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to possibly take that into consideration. Need to strain my neck. Yeah, it seems like these days I'm having issues where most of the day I'm doing a lot of little burps. Like, I don't know what's going on with my body that keeps having that constantly happen, but it's really annoying, and I wish there was a way to deal with it. Anyway, there's also a Magitech Radio and a Mr. Marcellinus to speak to. With a mask on, and he's an Elizin apparently, because yeah, I can see his Ellison ears. I know who you are, the so-called champion of Eorzea. Come to gloat, have you? Always jumping to conclusions. I'll wipe that smirk off your face. By the blood of our fallen compatriots, I swear I'll... Ugh! Yeah. Dom, tore the sutures. Yeah, eating your words now, aren't you? Of all the times, the worst of the lot within striking distance, and I can't even muster the strength! Yeah, deal with it. If it weren't for the third bleeding us, we'd be the end of you. Oh, you're from the first, huh? Virgilia's treachery nearly cost Lord Quintus his life, but we made our escape. Took shelter in a mansion, tended to the wounded as we prepared to strike back, and then... Night fell and we gathered around the radio. Then the roar. The terrible roar. The capital was in chaos, but we were spared. If you can call this a mercy, mind intact but body broken. A soldier in name alone. I'd cut you down where you stand if I could. Murderer. Pot calling the kettle black? Anyway, let's listen into the propaganda. This radio is the same model as the one used at Victor's spoils. Perhaps it's what's to save the soldiers here from being tempered. Alright, over to Alpha Node.
Jumping back on board the train, going into the wrong car. Alpha Node, what's going on?
Did you learn anything of note?
A lot.
Then your findings are consistent with my own. Their plight is desperate indeed. The sick and injured are at greatest risk. Without warmth and proper nutrition, I fear they will soon perish.
Which I guess they would accept as a fate compared to surrendering to us, quote-unquote.
I realize there's precious little we can do for them at present, but I cannot bear to see them suffer. Please, will you help me tend to them?
Alright. Let's go around and see who needs it. Going into the opposite car and speaking with Mr. Flavius. Yeah. Hey there, sir. You may not like it, but you're getting help whether you like it or not.
Who's there? My eyes. I can't see all that well. Thank you. The numbness has subsided a little. But I know I won't last much longer. You should look to the others who can still fight. Give them my ration. If me growing hungry means someone else lives to see another day, so be it. At least I can still serve in that way.
Yeah. Putting himself before others is very noble, but sometimes you gotta look out for number one. Alpha Node.
So those you met fare no better. I was afraid you would say that. I knew we were warned against meddling in their affairs, but we can't leave them like this. Perhaps we might gain permission to have the contingent deliver supplies? Quintus may have his feelings on the matter made quite clear, but even he must recognize that they are not in a position to refuse help. Perhaps Julius could persuade him, though we need to persuade Julius first.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, Julius, we can't simply break the ice, we gotta shatter it here. Well, seen enough. Well, maybe more than enough. Yeah, we're back.
Julius, the people here have barely enough food and fuel to survive. Have you and the soldiers been able to procure any more supplies?
We've been scavenging provisions from the nearby houses, as most families keep, or kept, rather, some stored away in the event that they were snowed in. Still, going out and getting it is dangerous work and we've a lot of mouths to feed. But, yeah, there's even a child here, for crying out loud. Fuel is the greatest concern, though. We had some ceruleum set aside, until it was stolen. By who? We haven't identified the culprit. Could have been either the refugees or one of the afflicted for all we know. Either way, we're down to the last dregs. Without the heating they need, theirs and poor health are only going to get worse instead of better.
If it's ceruleum you need, our contingent has secured a ready supply. We can have some sent over.
Unless their pride gets in the way, which I'm expecting it will. And it does. We will not accept your charity. Then die. If we can hold on a little longer, the situation is sure to change. Aye, everything will change. One of your comrades mentioned something along those lines, or those mysterious countrymen of yours, I assume? Yeah, you have mutual feeling. Heard something of it, have you? Well, from what I've seen, there's little you could do to interfere, so there's no harm in telling you. One of our scouts spotted a hooded man issuing instructions to the afflicted, or in the bastard's words, loyal servants of the Telophoroi. Then he made his way inside the Imperial Palace, or what stands in its place. We'd identified the seat of the enemy's power, we realized. Lord Quintus dispatched a messenger to the 10th Legion saying as much, and instructing them to join forces with the provincial legions, to prepare for a combined assault on the Telophoroi. Oh, so you do actually care about your lands being stolen. Once our allies arrive, your contingent will be running for the hills. Then we shall reclaim the capital by our own hand.
And how do you intend to survive in the meantime? At this rate, many of your countrymen will perish long before reinforcements reach Golomon. They need help now. Say the word and we will bring you ceruleum.
Yeah. How much will you let your pride consume you there, Julius? And the rest of your people, for that matter.
I will speak with Lord Quintus.
Oh, we're just going back? Or is he not coming over here?
So did he agree to it?
Of course not. No, he will not place Golomon in the den of her enemies. I have, however, been ordered to search for ceruleum outside. As you are under my watch, you will come with me. Yeah. How long are you willing to let this draw out?
Very well. After all, many hands make light work.
You lot are more trouble than you're worth. Or you can't just be grateful. Once we are outside, you will follow my instructions to the letter. We depart shortly. And so we'll take our 462,000 experience points and 949 gil for completing the quest. But yeah, dude, have you ever seen Frozen? Let me just ask that. Have you ever seen Frozen? Maybe you ought to take a word of advice from Elsa or something. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take your next main story quest at level 83 now, entitled His Park Materials. Julius finds himself in the somewhat bizarre position of leading ambassadors of an enemy contingent on a salvage mission. We will begin our search for ceruleum in Regio Urbanissima. The first location is Forum Solius, a park to the northwest of this station. You are to remain close at all times and act only as ordered. Follow me. And away he goes. And away they go. And now, so will I. Alright, so now we're in level 83 main story quests. This, of course, represents a significant milestone, as I'm sure you are all aware. And since Heavensward, all the odd-numbered quests do have dungeons and trials associated with them. So expect that to be coming up in the not-too-distant future. So we make our way back out into the cold. And we can't climb up on that thing for whatever reason. And if we have to, we'll disable some of the Magitech that's out here. Alright.
So, this is the park. I'm surprised they found space for one amongst all these buildings.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that Guardians would have a thing for parkland. Actually, the recreational areas came first. The houses were later built around them. Shocking. A healthy society requires communal spaces for children to play and adults to socialize. This park was named after the founding father of the Empire, the great Solus Zos Galvus. And look what it is now. Yeah, Magitech armor strewn all over.
Did we come to extract ceruleum from the wrecked Magitech armor?
Apparently not. No, we've already drained it dry. Same goes for the rest of the Machina in the vicinity. But as all ceruleum has been stolen, we must scour the city for every last drop. And while I don't expect to find anything here, I decided to try one more time, in case something has been overlooked.
I see. Then with your permission, we will commence the search.
Yeah, I'm ready if you guys are. Alright, let's have a look. First, this shop counter. Though rather small by Guardian standards, the structure is reminiscent of a merchant's stall. Perhaps it was built for children to play at shopkeeper. There is nothing inside resembling Magitech or any other devices that would be fueled by ceruleum. And so we keep looking.
Yeah, maybe on the outskirts of the park, on the walls or something. Oh, we do see something over here. It's not often we find parts of a quest objective found within the middle of a red circle. We'll check this particular wreckage. A cursory inspection of the wrecked Magitech armor confirms that the fuel canisters have long been since drained of ceruleum, as Julius said. Yeah, that sucks. Meanwhile, this guy is just chilling out leisurely, doing his thing. Yeah, me passing by got his attention. Well, in addition to a children's slide, yeah, look how shocking this is that there's actually play equipment for children here. In addition to the slide, we also have a lookout point, but first, we'll inspect the slide, but I don't know why we're inspecting the slide. There won't be any ceruleum in here, right? The contraption is built in the style of Imperial War Machina, armed with a battery of weapons and capable of transforming into other different configurations. But on closer inspection, appears to be no more than a children's slide. Alright, let's get more free experience. Alright, one more area to check out. One more area to try and find more ceruleum. Yeah, where is the stuff and where can we find it? Check the outer walls again. Let's see if we can't hopefully find something. Yeah, maybe over on this side. Maybe up the ramp. Apparently not. Oh, but wait, there is another lookout point over there. Yeah, I was correct, but it was the wrong ramp, apparently. So we'll use this one instead. Yeah, it's not ceruleum, it's just a map of the forum. Yeah, not even this is much use. Several points of interest are marked on the map of Forum Solius. The pond children's play areas. To your knowledge, however, none will require the use of ceruleum. So in other words, we basically struck out. But in the meantime, we'll help ourselves to an Aether Current. Yeah, add another one to the list. Alright. Sadly, we went 0-4. So back over to Julius. Yeah, he's chilling out over here by the pond. How is this not frozen over? What's preventing it from happening? Yeah, hey there. Yeah, I'm back. Oh, it's you. Any luck? Sadly, no. And I doubt the twins could fare any better. There's no sign of any ceruleum. Yeah, it's not often we see the twins with depressed looks on their faces. Hardly surprising, but disappointing nonetheless. I couldn't help but noticing you gazing at the pond. Is something the matter? Mind your own business? What? Yes, I mean, no, It's just, I used to bring my brother and sister here to play. The pond was heated to stop it from freezing over, so like all of the other children, they just had to wade in and splosh about. Would stay there if I didn't dry them out. We'd be sopping wet when it was all was said and done, every time. And every time when we'd get home, Mother would scold us, saying we'd catch our death walking around like that. The pond was heated? Yeah, perhaps this should dawn on us. With the ceruleum-powered heater by chance? I suppose it must have been. Come to think of it, I remember seeing engineers changing out a tank beneath a hatch. But that was a long time ago, when the water still flowed clear and wasn't this
brackish muck. We can't see a thing and I can't remember where the hatch might be. With the machinery most likely broken, the amount of filth in there is probably the only reason it hasn't frozen over. I wager it's still unbearably cold though. Yeah, shall we have a closer look?
Julius, what are your thoughts on magic?
Full despising. The average Guardian would jump out of their skin if they saw it. But the first has a few foreign signiferi and Medici, so it doesn't scare me. Or Medici, rather, so it doesn't scare me.
Then I take it you won't mind if I employ a little now? Alphanode, as you have a knack for finding dry wood, why don't you bring me some? Once that's done, a blast of a fire should do the trick. Leave it to me.
Yeah, I mean, we got a whole bunch right here in the park we can use.
You're not planning to go in there, are you? Of course I am. That tank isn't going to fetch itself. It's nothing so involved as extracting unprocessed ceruleum from a frozen lake like how the tappers do it. We're talking about a shallow pond in a park, and we have a way of warming ourselves up after.
But that's insane! Not so insane as denying help, right?
So, fancy a dip?
If it has to come to that, a little friendly competition might make things interesting, or the last thing you need is catching a cold, or step aside while I drink the pond dry. That way we'll find it in no time. But yeah, let's discourage you from getting yourself hurt. Remember, you're still wearing a shock collar.
If you're that concerned for my well-being, you can dive in and help me look. The quicker we find that ceruleum, the sooner we can get out of here.
Yeah. There's no stopping her once she has her mind set on something. So I guess in that case, we're not so different, you and I. Alright, so yeah, shall we just backflip our way in? And jump in the... get stuck on the rock there? But yeah, let's check the various points out. You delve into the murky water but come up empty-handed. To add injury to insult, the icy wind on your damp clothing chills you to the bone. But I'm wearing armor. Well, screw you two. Let's check over here. Yeah, besides I'm a dragoon. I should be impervious to this. And we still haven't found anything. Yeah, I guess I'm not as cold resistant as I thought, and as you can see, I am bleeding health. And we're still coming up empty-handed. I mean, it's gotta be here somewhere, right? Right? Come on, number 4. Beneath the water, your fingers catch on what you think might be a handle. Well, let's pull it open then. Yeah, we're willing to wade knee deep. And we found it! You open the hatch and retrieve a ceruleum tank. Huzzah! Yeah, put your hand down. However, your grand discovery comes at a great personal cost as you become acutely aware of the freezing cold and a rancid odor emanating from every ilm of your body. Julius will doubtless feel compelled to pinch his nose shut when you deliver him to him your prize. I mean, we're doing it for the right reasons. Let's not kid ourselves on that. Julius, did you find anything? Oh, I hope you did. Yeah, we got it. Have a look.
That's it! And there's still some ceruleum left. Oh, the fire's still not ready. Hold on, I'll give Alphanode a hand.
You'll do what? Yeah, I think that was a spontaneous expression of gratitude?
Call me an Uldan because I'm by fire am I reborn, and my clothes are mostly dry now too.
I appreciate you recovering the ceruleum, but I wish you'd taken the time to discuss the plan with me beforehand. Why is that? You thought we were gonna just take it and walk off? Despite the way you've been treated, in Lord Quintus's eyes, you're still envoys deserving of protection. If you were to die on my watch, he would be most displeased.
Your concern is duly noted, but all's well that ends well.
Yeah.
Julius, you mentioned coming here with your younger siblings. Did you grow up in Golomon?
I did. Not far from here. Well, the fire can't be that big. We have to give it to the community that's in the subway station.
My father was an accomplished researcher in his youth, and for his contributions to the Empire awarded an estate. We lived well, better than many. What was Golomon like in those days?
Pretty much what you would expect.
Everything. It was everything you can imagine, and so much more.
Yeah, tell us all about it.
Even during the coldest winters, we always found warmth and comfort at home. Coming in from the snow, taking off your coat, and sitting down for a hot meal. With family. Visiting friends and relatives, receiving that same welcome, knowing they had everything they needed. Walking down the street, seeing the lights in all the houses, hearing the faint sounds of laughter and song. Of happiness. And although the summers came and went all too quickly, in that brief respite the ice would melt and the forgotten grass make its triumphant return.
Oh, so you do get summer around here.
Grey clouds gave way to blue skies. Some mornings we climbed to the top of the tallest building we could find to watch the sunrise. Never again. Those rooftops are rubble, those friends dead, and those memories. But if I could reclaim even a fraction of what we once had, soon our chance will come. We just need to hold on a little longer.
Yeah, he just can't give in. He still believes that they will rise again and dominate the world in the process. So by getting this quest at level 83 completed now, we get 468,600 experience points, 1,079 gil, plus we also get our hands on a pewter hand coffer. Well, considering how many of them serve in the military, I wouldn't blame you for thinking that, Bubba. And in the meantime, hey there, Nate, welcome to the stream, glad to have you with us. Yeah, I need to around the corner because this guy's blocking. So, let's go ahead and speak with Julius again to take on our next level 83 main story quest entitled No Good Deed. Now that the fire is burned out, Julius is ready to move on. Alright, now that you've recovered from your escapades in the pond, there's another location I'd like to search just outside the park. Alright, lead on. Oh, away we go. Yeah, it's not that far. Alright, Julius. As you can see, this place is littered with the remnants of various types of war machina. While my comrades and I have already recovered the tanks from the less damaged units, those that took a more severe beating are harder to scavenge. We decided to save those for another time. That time being now. Rather than prise them apart piece by piece, it will be quicker to remove the outer casing using compact explosives. With luck, we'll gain access to the tanks without rupturing them. Sounds dangerous. Though the force generated by these devices is relatively weak, I would advise that you stand well clear to avoid being hit by ionic shrapnel. Before even bothering though, you should check the machina's ceruleum gauge to see if there's any left. It should still provide an accurate reading even when the unit itself is inactive. If the gauge is broken, I'll let you decide whether to use an explosive or not. Should you need more, come to me. And meanwhile, as for the twins... Understood. Let's get to work. And they're off. Let's see what we can find. Yeah, we'll start with the blatantly obvious. According to the sodium gauge, this unit's fuel tank is empty. So yeah, we get a forewarning beforehand. How about over here? How about over here, I said. The sodium gauge on this unit appears to have been broken, giving you no way to determine how much fuel its tank may hold. So let's wing it, I guess, if we have no way of clearly knowing. After successfully removing the War Machina's outer casing and retrieving the sodium tank, you find it to be completely empty. Nuts. As for the stuff that's already out there, can't we just beat the crap out of it and deprive it of its ceruleum? I mean, it's worth a try, right? Yeah, there's no way to tell how much fuel is on this thing either. Let's find out. But also is completely empty, so since I was only given 2 tries, I have to go back. And I also have to... Yeah. Why can't we take the ceruleum off of you? Come on, game! I mean, this is blatantly obvious here. We have a fresh source of ceruleum hovering about, right for the taking. It'd be a crime to not use what's inside. But anyway, back to Judas. Need some more? Here. I have a fair amount of explosives to spare today, but tomorrow's another story. We can't afford to waste them on units with nothing to offer, so be sure to check the gauge first. Of course, as the gauge is damaged, it'll be up to you to make the call. Of course. Alright, so we know there's nothing in there. In fact, I should probably help out anyone around. And mark this as target to ignore. As in, don't put your trust in that particular tank. We have 2 more over here. There's no way to tell how much is in here, so let's give this one a shot. You retrieve the War Machina's sodium tank to find that it's still half full, or half empty depending on one's perspective. Either way, Judas will be surely pleased by your discovery. Alright, we were successful. Yeah, he's probably looking around for more. Yeah, now that we've found what we needed, our warning sign is gone. More explosives? Wait, is that what I think it is? Indeed. Here you go. You've done it again. Truly, luck is on your side. With this, we should be able to refuel quite a few of our heaters. It's time we headed back. Wait here while I go and see how Alice and Alfino are faring. Yeah, so we'll chill out here, and while it seems like we are getting in Judas's good graces, is it actually amounting to anything? So as we wait for them to return, we're about to find out. As we chill out here on the road. Well, there they are. Chatting it up with Judas.
Finally escaped the watchful gaze of your keepers, have we?
Ah, hey there, Thancred. Using your shadow methods.
Don't react. You'll only draw attention to yourself. Just carry on as you are and listen.
Have you been with us this entire time?
After you left with the Garlean lad, Lucia bade a few of us scouts follow you at a discreet distance. We observed you being led into the station, but decided against venturing inside.
Do you want me to tell you about what happened? And what happened to Alfino and Alice?
When you emerged sometime later, and we saw that the twins were sporting Magitech collars, it was clear what had taken place.
So you're obviously aware.
Now, as quietly as you can, tell me everything.
Alright there, Thancred. Here's what you need to know.
The Legatus himself, eh? Now there's a surprise. This is also the first I've heard of a plan to join forces with the 10th and storm the Tower of Babel. An interesting development, and perhaps the opportunity we've been waiting for. Our comrades back at the camp also received some rather promising news, but it's still too early to get our hopes up.
Yeah.
For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them.
But what if they go too far with those demands?
With luck, this will all be over soon. Until then.
Yeah, you can see how sad I look.
They had not gone far.
Oh, hey there.
We searched high and low, but no luck, I'm afraid. I might have guessed you'd be the only one to find anything.
I wasn't expecting much to begin with. Eventually, there will be nothing left out here for us to safely salvage.
And then what? Will you finally be forced to concede?
For now, this will have to suffice. We should return to the station.
Alright then. Let's head on back. And so we've returned.
Ah, there you are. Heard you'd gone hunting for ceruleum above ground.
That we did.
Brought back a king's ransom?
Not necessarily.
Hardly. But thanks to these three, we have enough to last a little while longer.
Well, well. It's not at all as I was expecting, these ones. For savages, they seem positively docile.
Yeah, that perception is never gonna change, is it? Yeah, have we done nothing to earn your trust? Even keeping you alive?
It's a poor attempt at humor.
I don't even think that
In all
was an
honesty,
attempt.
I'm grateful for your efforts. But even with another night of warmth, there are those among us who may not live to see the morrow.
So what do we do?
I trust your expedition was fruitful.
Ah, Legatus.
Lord Quintus!
Yeah, flip him off.
Use what you procured to refuel the armor.
Why the... Oh, you want to make an attack on us? Yeah, they're shocked. Like, why?
But, sir, what about the heaters for the camp?
Are you really questioning your
The
superior
time
officer?
for action is upon us. My men and I have matters to discuss. In the meantime, you are to wait here. Do not forget, you are being watched.
Oh, of course. Yeah, they're ready to start invading again. But yeah, even Alice is having a hard time staying warm.
The time for action. What did he mean by that?
It won't be pretty, I can assure you.
I can only speculate. Clearly something requiring their magitech, given what we just heard. Whether they plan to utilize it now, or after they join with the 10th, is another question.
So what's on your mind? You know, just looking at everyone who's having a hard go of it here.
Will they ever escape this cold? Return to and reclaim the idyllic spaces of which Eula spoke?
Or they can just keep invading. Oh, they're back. With armed soldiers.
Finished your war, Council?
Yeah, look of doubt in his face, but he can't look like that, right?
Alphino and Alizé are to stay here as our prisoners. They will be released once your comrades have relinquished their supplies and withdrawn from Garlean soil.
Oh, that's the way of it, huh?
Until our terms are met, they will be detained at a separate location.
Oh, great. Yeah, we're changing the conditions of our terms.
After everything we've said and done, this is how you treat us.
We are savages, after all.
Our allies have but limited supplies. They may stave off cold and starvation for a short while, but what then?
Yeah, I'm not down with this. What did I notice? Oh god. He was like, don't make me do this.
For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them.
Yeah, do as he says. Yeah, nothing we can do to satisfy them. But you can tell he's really reluctant to do this.
Get them out of here.
Yeah. Is it possible he now thinks of them as friends? We'll get you out soon, I promise. Yeah. I hope there's a good reason for this. Alphinaud and I say will be fine, provided they do not resist. Yeah. Sadly. So we'll take our experience in 1038 gil as a reward for seeing our friends getting carted off. Alright, let's go ahead because we still got more to do. Let's speak up with Julius again to take on the next level 83 main story quest entitled Alea Iacta Est. Whatever that means. It's in Latin, so I don't know what it refers to. Once again, Julius has been entrusted with an unenviable task. You will accompany me back to your camp while I will meet with your leader and present Lord Quintus's demands. Before we depart, however, there was something I would ask of you. Assuming your contingent complies, the supplies they surrender will need to be transported here. That task falls to Legionnaires Marcellinus and Octavia, who will pilot Magitech armor to your headquarters. You are to inform them that we are leaving shortly. Tell them to ask for the Isle for further details, in those words. Once you've seen to that, meet me by the exit. Alright. Also, hey there, Maximus Decimus Meridius. So, first, over to Octavia. What do you want with me? Yeah, she's like, piss off. Yeah, your gang's to do something good for your people. Ask the ill? So, Lord Quintus has reached a decision. I knew he would understand, that he would recognize the savage is a ruthless, merciless creature, and to defeat him we too must be uncompromising. I am ready. In the name of Emperor Varus, for the glory of Golomon, I will fulfill my duty! And so away she goes. And now over to Marcellinus. You again. Yeah, me again. But hey, this is good news. Ask the ill, he said. So, that's to be the way of it. After all this. How ironic that you should be the one to deliver the news. If those are my orders, then so be it. For the glory of Golomon! Alright, time to head on out. Oh, that's what it's supposed to be, apparently? Good on you to quickly use Google Translate. Alright, back outside to speak with Julius. Yeah, Mr. Kurobara has the same idea. Also, I'm being overwhelmed by my chocobo. Have you done as instructed? Yeah, their duties involve more than the transportation of supplies, don't they? Or maybe we should press him? Well, given that our friends are in prison, maybe not. Duty is rarely a simple thing. We have been given additional orders, though whether we will be required to follow them depends entirely on your contingent. You and I are in this together now. Like it or not, we have to cooperate. There is one other matter. A place I'd like to visit on the way to your camp. It's a short walk from here. Follow me. Alright then. So we'll weave through here, get chased, that sort of thing. Yeah, you would think that Magitech machines would be more privy to pursuing me relentlessly without cease. But, not the case. Alright, so over here we go. And what will we find when we get there? So here's where Judas is chilling out. Hopefully we don't get attacked by the death machine. Julius lingers by the ruins, reluctant to leave and reluctant to stay. Unable to move on. Wait here? Sure. Maybe we're looking at the house he grew up in? Let's find out. So as the snow falls on this night in Garlemald, is this home sweet home?
This is my home. Our home.
That's what I thought.
At least it was until that night. I was with Lord Quintus when the capital fell, and thus spared. My family, who did not own a radio, were less fortunate.
So in other words, they're amongst those who have likely been brainwashed and maybe even dead.
When dawn came, I made my way here. My parents, my little brother and sister, they were still inside. But they weren't themselves, and they tried to. And I had to.
Yikes. Yeah, they turned so much that they tried to kill their own family, and he had to save himself. No doubt using his gunblade.
I'd promised to take them away from the capital that very morning, to somewhere safe, to hide until the fighting stopped. I promised.
And yet you never got the chance to fulfill it.
The Garlean flag bears a chain. The bonds between our countrymen.
And those you subjugated.
A red link at its center. The blood of the fallen. Our loved ones who lived and died for Garlemald. But if she too fell, who would be left to remember them and their sacrifice? What enduring proof would there be that they were ever here? If we had turned to your gods, would they have saved us?
Why are you asking me that? You are completely bereft of faith. Yeah, don't make me ask.
Forget I spoke.
Yeah, don't make me try to answer a question I can't give an answer to.
We should go.
And so we're on our way. Meanwhile, over in the prison cell...
It's no use.
Wait, you're not thinking of a prison break, are you?
Believe me, I do not enjoy being here any more than you. But she wanted us to play along, so that is what we will do.
Yeah, just chill out for a while on that cold steel. Yeah, trying to get comfortable somehow. I don't think we've ever seen the twins this close to each other, ever. And I do mean ever.
It's so cold.
Aww.
Painfully so. Unbearably.
I've been thinking about what Quintus said. About why no one would accept Garlean rule. Irreconcilable differences. When coexistence isn't an option, only conquest remains. Varys at Gimlet said much the same. Only by uniting the world beneath a single standard would we rid ourselves of the Ascians.
Yeah, but he also suggested that we keep destroying ourselves.
United as one people. One race cleansed of imperfections. A cold and unforgiving vision. And when we fail to live up to their standards, what place is there for us in their world? But the truly sad, truly frustrating thing is how damnably similar it all is to the lofty ideals of Father and the Forum.
How so?
Non-intervention. Always non-intervention. Protect our knowledge and our people, and to hells with the rest of you.
Well, it's the opposite, though. Not only are they always intervening, they're always invading.
And yet, I can see how it happened. Varys and Father looked to their elders for guidance and took their virtues as their own. But for this world was of their making. In who else could they place their trust? All of us lost in a sea of chaos, searching desperately for purpose and meaning. But it shouldn't just be an extension of another's. It has to be ours. It has to be. We all have a stake in this world. No one should be silenced.
I won't deny that we lack the experience of people such as Father or Quintus. Perhaps they've come to see the world as a series of problems, and the most efficient way of solving them, to reduce everything to fundamental forms. A stone is a stone, a cloud, a flower, no more than that. Simple descriptions that strip the subject of distinguishing characteristics. A man is a man, divided according to race, creed, or allegiance, and to some, defined by such associations.
Is that what you think?
In my misbegotten youth. But what I believed wisdom was no more than aggressive ignorance.
Yeah, definitely is not. And from what we've seen in the past.
I've since learned to look beyond the banners and the politics. To see people as individuals with their own hopes and dreams. As for my dream of building a better world, well, every day I'm reminded that it is far more complex than I had ever imagined.
No kidding.
But it only spurs me onward. To find the wisdom and the strength to see it through to the very end.
Whether or not you succeed. And so eventually we arrive at the camp. Make your demands.
all of our supplies and an immediate withdrawal. These are your conditions.
Demands. And you forgot about the airship. Once again, you will leave one behind. It will be used to return the prisoners. Their collars will be removed prior to the exchange.
Well,
So in the end, not even Father's expertly worded rhetoric could deter you from your chosen course.
he's just not that kind of guy.
Huh?
Not that I thought for a moment that it would. I've no love for violence, of course, but ours is a cause worth fighting for. I just wish he'd realize it too.
Yeah, but someone likely has them in their grasp. And I think we may know who.
Sometimes the only way to protect the ones you love is to take a stand, to refuse to suffer in silence. I want you to know I share your conviction. Whether it be on the battlefield or in the debating chamber, I won't back down. I guess what I'm saying is...
Is what? Did we finally break the
You
evil
found
twin?
your own reason to fight.
Yeah, at long last.
Yes. Yes, I have. God's willing, there will come a day when we can finally lay down our arms, and there will be peace. But not until the Telophoroi have been defeated once and for all.
Yeah, first things first.
And you, brother, will have a vital part to play. By your words and deeds, you'll lead the way.
You think he has it in him?
I pray I am up to the task.
There'll always be naysayers. Those who think us fools for even trying. It's easy for learned elites to criticize earnest efforts and assert their moral superiority, all without offering alternatives. Not that their sophistry has ever wounded you. So stubborn and strong. Stronger than you even know.
Yeah, strong-willed, too.
Don't ever change, you hear me? If you stumble, I'll be there to catch you. Or give you a thick ear. Maybe both, for good measure.
As in, make it swollen or something? Never heard that term used before.
Thank you, Alice.
Yeah, now take your rest while you can. Oh, who goes there? Oh my. Estenian, you shouldn't be here. Unless something's happened to him. In the meantime... What's going on?
The scouts have secured Alize and Alfino. Their collars were removed without complication as well.
Ha ha!
They report no casualties. Not for their party, nor the guards, who will wake from their premature slumber in due course.
Yeah, you lose, sucker!
It would appear the situation has changed.
And the demands are off the table.
I propose new terms. We have information that will be of great interest to Lord Quintus, and I wish to speak with him in person.
And if you think you can run away from this there, Julius, remember, I'm standing behind your back. Give it up.
No. In the event you rejected our first proposal, we came prepared with a second.
Even though we got our people back? Oh. Yeah, there's proposal number 2.
Ambush!
Yeah, if no deal, then this happens.
More are coming! Make ready!
We're under attack.
We, the loyal soldiers of the 1st Legion, proud servants of Garlemald, of the fallen Emperor Varys, shall safeguard these lands from the barbarian hordes until our countrymen return!
I didn't want to have to come to this, but you obviously leave no choice.
Stop! Both of you!
Why are we using a whirlwind to prevent an attack? Or, yeah, Arun, what are you doing?
This child may be the worst emissary I have ever seen.
We received an urgent communication from the Grand Company of Eorzea. Envoys from the Imperial Army, led by members of the 10th Legion, came to Alamigo and requested an audience.
In other words, they didn't come to help you there, Julius. You're like, why should I believe you?
They explained that their efforts to coordinate the reclamation of the capital with the aid of the 4th, 5th, 8th, and 12th had ended in failure. Communication between most legions has broken down entirely. Most of the 10th's conscripts have deserted, leaving their forces severely depleted. That is why, unable to continue the fight on their own, they and their allies turned to the Grand Company of Eorzea for aid.
He probably doesn't believe her.
Lies. Every word.
Not surprised. Who among them can vouch?
And I have not finished. The 10th has requested that we deliver a message to Lord Quintus.
I was about to ask, are there any from those particular legions who can vouch for what she's saying?
Have the ill stand down.
You have been listening, my lord? What are your orders?
Keep attacking. Yeah, you ain't getting out of this one.
Inform her that we will honor the 10th's decision.
Yep, you have no choice but to finally stand down. In other words, you officially surrender.
And now dignity.
But we can still fight, right?
I release you from your duty. All of you.
Yet they still flip him off. Sorry, man.
I take solace, your radiance, in the knowledge you are not here to witness our debasement. 'Twas a grand, glorious dream we shared. Of a world united. Of peace and prosperity.
Yeah, by shooting massive cannons down people's throats. And threatening them if they stepped out of line.
We are ghosts, you and I. Memories of days gone by. Bonds forged in blood that I will not see tarnished.
You're still gonna go down swinging? Or he'll just go over, pick up the pistol, and take his own life. Rather than, quote-unquote, surrendering, he's just gonna end it all. It's a shame we couldn't have had you come to our side to understand what we were trying to do, but I'm sorry to see you go.
Quickly! We have to reach the station before it's too late.
Oh, well, although we may do so, yeah, we've arrived in the city.
If there is still a chance that Quintus will agree to a truce, we must take it.
You'll never get that chance.
I just hope we get there before he and his men do something rash.
Yeah, the twins may be running. We're certainly taking our sweet time, but yeah, you're not gonna like what you see when you arrive. Always, Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Andrew Markinson, United States Marine Corps. And so, sometime later, Lucia.
Much and more has occurred since last we met. As for determining what comes next, we must speak with Lord Quintus.
You'll never get that chance. In the meantime, we'll take our experience and our 956 skill. But we do have to move on, so let's go ahead and take on our next level 83 main story quest entitled Strange Bedfellows. With the immediate crisis averted, Lucia seeks to gain a clear understanding of the present situation.
Before we proceed, tell me what you know of the First Legion and their disposition of their forces.
Well, here's what's gonna happen.
They were preparing for war while the refugees in their care were left to go hungry? A reckless, short-sighted plan that risks the welfare of the people they were sworn to protect. Nevertheless, we cannot compel them to accept our aid. If we were to arrive in force with the intent to do so, we would only incite panic. But perhaps they can be persuaded to follow one of their own. Go with Judas back to the station and have him lead the refugees here. Some may be unwilling or unable to leave, but for the time being, I'll take what I can get. Alphinaud, Alice, and the scouts sent to extricate them should already be at the station. I will also have our other comrades in the area lend their support should it be needed. Understood.
So away he goes, and we shall follow in. I mean, I know I'm brave for wearing the traditional female version of the Dragoon armor 1.1. What about this young lady? Yeah, definitely no lack of courage on her part. In the meantime, more side quests have been available, and we will come back to them later. But in the meantime, it's a long way to get back to the station. Yeah, the twins and especially everyone else who's currently in Garlemald as we speak are not going to be happy by what they've seen. Yeah, it's not like he hung himself by his shoelaces or stabbed himself with a concealed butter knife. This guy got into full dress uniform, stood in the middle of that room, drew a nickel-plated pistol from his holster, fired a bullet into his mouth. Anyway, since we appear to be out of witnesses, I thought I'd drink a little. Alright, we made it back to the city. We still gotta get to the station. We will soon find that the only course of action was suicide. Alright. Still a bit of ways up, but we're almost there. Yeah, that was quite a sequence of events that happened there. Definitely a lot of it shocking, to say the least. Finally made it back to the station. And as we arrive, let's speak with Alice. Have they gone in yet, or are they about to?
Rika and Julius.
Oh, and even Graha's here.
We arrived just before you did, and too late. Too late for what? What's happened?
We hate to be the bearer of bad news, Julius.
It's Lord Quintus. He took his own life.
Sorry, man.
After the news about the 10th, he relieved us of our duties. Then, when he was alone, he... No, he wouldn't.
Unfortunately, he did. Thancred and the others, assisted by the soldiers, have seen to the remains. Oh, they don't even get to say goodbye to his body? In due course shall the legatus be afforded a proper burial.
He released us from our duty. He wanted us to be free. Free to choose our own fates. Without him to guide us,
Yeah, obviously, this is very distressing.
I have just this moment spoken with Lucia. We are ready to commence the transfer of the refugees here to Camp Broken Glass, should they be willing to accept our aid. Some would rather die. But most of us just want to live. Songs and standards be damned, we just want to live!
Well, then live.
We'll need to speak with refugees. They'll have to decide for themselves if they wish to come with us. If any would prefer to stay, we can have supplies brought over for them. It'll be a hard journey for the others, but we'll see they reach our camp safely.
Yeah, we'll have to make sure we can do that. Better hurry on inside. Yeah, and Julius really has nothing to say. He's out of gas. Yeah, all your brash bravado, obviously with the obvious reason for it being that way, is now completely gone. Let's go inside. And I gotta run all the way down and see who can actually help us. Well, if anything, we do have some of the people already tending to anyone who might be needing it, including Chichuto from the Pugilist Guild. We'll see who else is lending a hand. Yeah, so there's Sabanius. What do you have to say for yourself now?
It was only ever a dream, wasn't it? To think we could reclaim it, rebuild it all ourselves. Before this all began, I sent my wife and daughter away to the provinces. If there's a chance I might see them again, I'll take it. So take me. Take me with you, please.
And what about you there, Queso? Yeah, what about you, Queso Fundito?
Well, got the Aetherite sorted in the end. All it took was a few adjustments and now it works as well as it ever did. From what I can tell, the one in Lettrum is also functioning as normal. That's where you lot are staying, isn't it? Now that most of us are packing up and leaving this place, I reckon there'll be more use for me and my skills over at your camp.
Well, if we can use it, then we will. And also now, side quests have been available made as well here in this place as well, here in Tertium. Now we gotta jump aboard the train to speak with Flavius. Yeah, let's get on over here as Oriange looks over more people.
Oh, it's you. The one who treated me with such kindness. I heard from the others that you're not from around here. I thought you were one of us. Not that it makes much difference now. Purebloods, migrants, savages. After a while, the words start to lose meaning until all you're left with is anger and fear and hate, and I'm too tired. If you and yours have come to offer aid, I'd be glad to accept.
Well, at least we're winning them over. But maybe not by choice. Yeah, it's maybe because of the fact that we have a corpse in the... we had a corpse in the engine room. Alpha Node,
We have much to discuss.
I agree.
Our rescue, the attack on Camp Broken Glass, what we'd hoped to talk about with Quintus. But all that can wait. More urgent matters demand our attention. Are any of the refugees willing to come to our camp?
More than you'd imagine.
Thank the 12! Thank the 12!
You and I should go first and secure the route back to Camp Broken Glass. With all the creatures and tempered skulking about, I expect we'll have our hands full.
This should come in handy. Conqueror's Chain, courtesy of our Leminson friends. I'd save it for the tempered, though.
Alright.
I'll mark a few points that need surveying on your map. Once you've taken care of the riffraff, we'll meet back at our camp.
And I'll see you there. Okay, so we gotta go back outside. And once we're done, we can quickly warp back in here. Yeah, we'll certainly have no lack of work. Now that quite a few side quests have come up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is definitely a good, healthy number. And even a chocobo keep has been brought here too. Yeah. Chocobo mask person in Temple Knight gear, no less. That looks incredibly awkward. And we can expect that the azure-haired woman is going to be having a chain quest. But for now, let's head on outside. And find whoever we need to take on and down. In the meantime, there's something I want to look into. Oh. Oh, that's not good. Well, if that's what's going to happen, we're not at that point yet. Alright. Across the train tracks we go. We have an enemy to confront. Let's summon my chocobo. Oh. Yeah. It's just wildlife. Yeah, it's just wildlife. We don't need to worry about this Saiga. So yeah, give it everything you got. Load up. And take it down. Alright, away we go. Now to the west. Okay. Let's go ahead and check this spot out. Hello there. Yeah, but you may be trying to fortify yourself, but it'll do you no good. Because I'm bringing all the pain and suffering you can endure and then some. That. So yeah, now that we've weakened you sufficiently, you're getting subdued. So yeah, we don't need to worry about doing anything else over here. We'll just move on. Yeah, our allies will take care of him.
Careful around everything that you see. Yeah, we'll check out this spot over here. Yeah, hiding around the liminal station. And if we don't have to fight you guys, all the better. Oh, really? Yeah, of course you'd walk this way. You see no threats on the path ahead. Thankfully, he stays far away enough. Go. Yeah, suffice it to say, the story definitely got very real, very fast. And now we're left to deal with the aftermath. Yeah, there's our next shot to fight something. Alright, let's get ready. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna launch this into your head. And we're gonna put a stop to that. Oh, you just got it off. Well, it doesn't matter. It's 2 against 1. You have no chance. Time to tie you up. Okay, so gotta get further down the line. Alright, away we go. So yeah, let's see how Thancred and the crew are doing right now. Yeah, there's Thancred. Ah, there you are. As expected, I ran into a few beasts who went down without much of a fight. The Tempered proved somewhat troublesome, but those chains should keep them under control until our allies take them into custody. With that taken care of, I'm to gather a few supplies and then return to the station. While I see to that, would you mind apprising Lucia of our progress? As it happens, I have some rather pertinent information from our most recent scouting forays, but I'll save that for later. First things first and all that. Alright. Alright, we are gaining the finish line. Alright, we are back at Camp Broken Glass. Time to have a chat with Miss Lucia.
Ah, Rika, I was informed of Quintus's suicide. It must have come as a great shock to his men.
Oh, it did.
What of the refugees? I was told some were receptive to our proposal, but I would hear your first-hand accounts.
Alright then.
That so many did not hesitate to accept proves how desperate their situation has become. We'll do our best to make them feel welcome. The troops who participated in the ambush are no exception. They will be afforded the same treatment as any other refugees, perfidy notwithstanding. After all, even if I wanted to make an example of them, there's no one left to learn from it. We will tell our allies that these are soldiers who are acting under the direct orders of their legatus, and that following his suicide, they offered a full and unconditional surrender. Perhaps Quintus thought that, had he lived, he would be tried as a war criminal and his men punished with him. Or perhaps by taking his own life, he hoped to absolve them of any culpability. Or perhaps, like too many others, he was a true believer to the end.
I would imagine it would be the latter.
Who can say? I didn't know the man or his heart. His reasons, noble or otherwise, died with him, and it falls to us to clean up the mess.
Yeah, indeed we do. So we'll take our experience 1,202 gil, plus a level 82 pewter helmets. And all of a sudden, wow, lots of quests popping up now in not only Tertium, but also in Broken Glass too. So yeah, there's 8 over there, and I see no less than 9 over here. So yeah, I think I know what we're doing for this evening. As much as I would want to get on with the main story, we gotta make sure all the side content is checked off as well. And so later tonight, we will be sure to do that, and we'll see how much we can accomplish and get off the list. And once we've done all that, then we will return to the main story on Monday. But for now, we will go ahead and bring this afternoon's session of Day 6 to a close here for Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker live here on Twitch. And so I will look forward to seeing you guys back here again later tonight as we see what all needs to be done, both in Camp Broken Glass and in Tertium. And so, thanks everyone for watching, I'll see you later tonight, and until next time everyone, may you ever walk in the light of the crystal.